you want the guide to rapid fat loss, here it is. At least this is one thing that should definitely work if you abide to everything that I'm saying, okay? Tonight, you're gonna start. And by tonight, I mean tomorrow. But really, you're gonna start tonight by getting 8 hours of sleep. So you're gonna get in bed 9 hours before you have to wake up tomorrow. Then you're gonna wake up, you're gonna not eat for at least 4 to 6 hours after you woke up. If you want it to be rapid weight loss, more importantly, fat loss, not just weight loss we're looking for here. That's why I worded it as fat loss at first, because I want you to maintain lean mass, still have muscle and look good while losing weight, right? It's going to be losing fat. So anyway, you wake up, you're going to get 8 hours sleep tonight, get in bed 9 hours before you have to wake up. You're going to not eat in the morning. What you have right in the morning is going to be black coffee, black tea. You can have water. You can add lemon. You're fasting, okay? Now, you don't have to fast to lose weight. You can eat super frequently throughout the day. You can eat a lot of protein, a lot of healthy fats. You can be keto. There's a lot of ways you can do it. But if you're someone who is looking for a quick guide to transforming your body and you don't love the gym and you're looking for it just in terms of diet, well, this is something that might work for you. So you're going to fast. Just drinking, again, water, black tea, black coffee. Nothing with sugar, nothing with calories, nothing with BS in it. All right? And that coffee's black. That tea is black, right? So, meaning no added sugar. It doesn't have to be black tea itself, but a type of black tea, right? So, anyway, you're going to do that. And the best thing you could take would be Super U, right? To boost your metabolism, to give you focus and energy so that you could fast for a long time. But if you don't have access to Super U, that kind of stuff is at least the next best type of thing. All right. So also you want something that had electrolytes, maybe keep you replenished that whole time, right? You're going to drink plenty of water. And so you get up to that point where now you're going to eat. Say it's noon, say it's 1 o'clock. Say you're able to go 6 hours, and that'd be great, right? So say you're at noon. You can eat from noon to 6. We're going to try to just eat for 6 hours this week. We're going to try that every day. If you could just eat for 5 hours or 4 hours if you're a guy, that's great. Jumping right into it could be really hard and stressful in the body. But 6 hours is pretty fair. Now, what we're going to make sure we're doing, we're eating throughout those 6 hours. You're not going to waste those hours, right? That's your eating window. So you're not going to eat the first hour, then eat again the last hour. You're going to eat around noon, and you are going to do a workout, preferably right before you eat. Now, if you don't work out, that's fine. You can still just begin eating at that time. But if you're going to do a workout, you're going to work out hard, and then right after, eat a massive meal, okay? You should probably be full for an hour, 2 hours, maybe even 2.5 hours, and then you're going to pick at stuff. Now, what I want you to do is focus on one big plate of healthy food with well-rounded nutrients. So say day one. We'll go through a couple days here, a couple examples, because I want this to be something that you can apply tomorrow, right? So say day one, you start eating, you have a bag of frozen wild-caught salmon. Throw it in the pan. By the way, another rule this week is you're going to cook every meal. Shane, that's great. You're going to cook every meal this week. Do it for 1 week, and then let me know what happens, okay? Abide to these things for a week if you're somebody who's trying to lose a bunch of fat. So you're going to cook every meal. Say it's a bag of wild-caught salmon the first day. You don't like salmon? Some other sort of fish or seafood, scallops, anything like that. Seafood. We're going to do seafood the first day. And if you don't like seafood, you can do one of the other days on this day. But you're going to have that with a bag of brown rice and quinoa, the one you get at Aldi. I'll even tell you where to get it. Get it at Aldi. I talk about it all the time. There's quinoa brown rice or the 7 grains, one of those. Not one of the ones that are pure rice. These have more soluble fiber and more micronutrients and some protein with it, right? So we want to get those. Makes them superior to the pure rice ones, all right? You definitely don't want the white rice. It doesn't have as much soluble fiber. The brown rice is better for that reason. But anyway, so you're going to have that with your bowl of salmon. Now say you have like 8 pieces of salmon, and say 200 pounds. You're going to get your body weight in grams of protein. You have to make sure you're getting your body weight in grams of protein. Okay, that's going to leave you feeling fuller. It's going to leave you with a higher resting metabolic rate. They've done study. It's inefficient process to convert excess protein into fat. Your body will convert it into sugar, into glucose, if anything, if we have more than we really need to use. And remember, it's the building blocks for tendons and ligaments and all sorts of things. It's important for bone health, right? So it's not just for body composition. But in terms of body composition, literally the most important thing in diet is that you're getting a lot of protein and that everything you're eating is coming from nature and you're eating a lot of healthy fats as well. How are we going to get that in our eating window? Shot of extra virgin olive oil, an avocado or half of an avocado. Okay? You can have some nuts and seeds and things and they're great, right? But why do I kind of say it like that? I want you to focus on the meat I want you to focus on the seafood, the chicken, the grass-fed beef, the steak, things like that, lean pork chops, a lot of meat, and you're going to have that side. And that's pretty much all your carbs, okay? That's about everything for the day, is that big bag of salmon. So say again, you're like a 200-pound male. You're going to have 8 pieces of that salmon, that family pack. You're just going to eat it over the course of the 6 hours with the quinoa brown rice. On the side, have a shake with frozen spinach, frozen blueberries, like we always talk about, or you can put some other frozen berries in there, or frozen collard greens, or frozen kale, some sort of leafy green, okay? Beet leaves are great. Stuff like that. Put some beets in there. Those are great too. But a bunch of micronutrients. Throw some ginger in there, and you could throw some chia seeds and flax seeds in there, hemp seeds, and some yogurt for some more protein. Greek yogurt is great. Get one with no antibiotics or hormones. The 2G is good. The yellow one. And Oikos is great. Oikos. That's a great one. You find at some stores. You don't find that at Aldi, but the 2Gs at Aldi is pretty cheap. Oikos is like $8 for a container though now. But like, when did yogurt become $8 for? Anyway, so you're gonna put some of that in there. You have your smoothie. You have your salmon. You have your quinoa brown rice mix, the 7 grains, or the quinoa brown rice. Okay, itself. The 7 grains also has lentils and durum and whatever. That's it. And water. You're going to have that and water over the course of 6 hours. That 6 hours is up. 6 o'clock, no more food. Now it's just water. You could have some chamomile tea, something like that. Please don't drink coffee that late. But now you have some just drinking water, and you're not going to have much water within about an hour going to bed. Okay? So you're going to make sure that you get all your water intake during the day and around the time of eating to help support digestion. This way you don't have disrupted sleep, disrupted, hormone regulation while you're sleeping. Your body's trying to recover and produce more growth hormone, testosterone, all these things, and you get good quality rest, right? So you're not going to look at a screen within 30 minutes before bed either. Yes, these things are important for weight loss. When you get more sleep, you have more active lipolytic enzymes. You produce more growth hormone, testosterone, fat-burning hormones. Your metabolism is faster. You don't feel as hungry the next day. It makes it easier to fast. Your body's not starving for energy, and so it's really important in weight loss to get a lot of sleep, and that's why that was the first thing that we said here, okay, was tonight, that's how you're going to start, all right? So day 2, you haven't eaten from past 6 to when you went to bed, okay? You wake up, I'm a little bit hungry, scoop of soup for you. Now, that's the best thing, but if you don't have that, you look up the ingredients. You can even buy them online in isolation and mix it up yourself. But if you don't have that, or you don't feel like doing that, and you want to do this tomorrow, sip on some black coffee. If you're gonna you could have something like a nootropic or a pre-workout. Make sure there's no sucralose or added sugar and shit. It's so hard to find something like that. So really, honestly, good luck. But at least black coffee is a pretty good option if you're somebody that just wants some energy during the fast. You can have lemon juice in your water too if you're looking to taste something. All right. But again, nothing with calories, no sugar. You go that day. We get to noon or 1 o'clock. You're gonna eat for 6 hours. Okay. So now, we ate the salmon and whatever yesterday. So today, very similar thing. Have a bunch of pieces of grilled chicken. Take it, put it over a big salad, leafy greens. When I say a lot of chicken, make like a lot of chicken. Yeah, like a pack of chicken, right? You're going to put it over a pack of salad, okay? And you're going to literally pick on that for 6 hours. Pour extra virgin olive oil on the greens to help you absorb the compounds in them better. They're fat-soluble vitamins like A, D, E, and K, and so you'll absorb them better. If you put a source of healthy fats with them, other things could be like an egg or avocado or something of that nature, and nuts and seeds, right? Right. So all that stuff's good, and it's delicious on the salad. I love putting some berries on the salad. Make it great. But don't use some artificial bullshit dressing. Everything has to come from nature. You're going to cook everything. I didn't say that everything comes from nature this week, but that's a big thing. Everything comes from nature. You're cooking everything. You're eating it all within 6 hours. You're getting your body weight in grams of protein. And you're going to make a big plate of something. So now we have that big salad. You're going to pick on that over the course of the 6 hours, hopefully, and finish all that chicken. What happens after the 6 hours? No more food. You're going to have no more food. You're going to have your water, whatever. Not drink water too close to bed. Not look at your screen too close to bed. Keep your bedroom nice and cold so you have good quality sleep, preferably like 68, 65 degrees, something in that nature. Just use more blankets. And rest nicely. Wake up. Also, you're not full when you're sleeping. That bodes well for sleep quality. Wake up, you're going to do the same thing next day. Fast at the same time. Blah, blah, blah. We get to, if you feel like you can add an hour on, that's great. Why did I say 6 hours? Because for men and women, this is true. Women, in their reproductive years, I don't want to fast for longer than 18 hours. So an 18-6 seems pretty reasonable for everybody. Also, when you hit 18 hours, you get deeper into ketosis. 18 to 24, you're really deep into ketosis and you're in super fat burning mode, right? So if we can at least get to the 18, that's good. And I think it's a great place to start. And it's safe for both men and women, right? Women in the reproductive years could suffer fertility issues, hormonal imbalances, all sorts of stuff, have irregular periods if they fast longer than 18 hours. So unless you're postmenopausal, I don't typically recommend that. And that's why we're eating for 6 hours, okay? All those reasons. So there you go. You start eating. What are we going to eat today? We had the salmon. We had the chicken. Today, we're going to eat some red meat. Full of iron, full of micronutrients. We're going to get quality red meat you're going to cook. You're going to get 100% grass-fed beef. 100% grass-fed, okay? You're going to get the lean one, 94.6 or 93.7, whatever, right? And why? Well, because, it's not bad that it has fat. Eating fat promotes fat burning, right? We don't mind if you put butter on some things. That's fine. By the way, when you have that seafood and rice, pour some melted butter on it. I don't care. That's absolutely fine. Go for that grass-fed butter. Go for the good stuff. It's worth a little bit extra money, right? And so you're going to now have this meat, right? Hopefully adding up to about your body weight in grams in total. So you're cooking like 2 pounds of this stuff. You're like, what the Shane, I'm not going to eat 2 pounds of meat. You're cooking like 2 pounds of this stuff, all right? And what you're going to do is put it either with the salad. You could put it with the lentils, quinoa, brown rice, something like that as a side. If you want to. Now, this was my original idea, but I want to reiterate the fact that you could do the salad thing again with the quinoa brown rice. That's fine. What I like to do is I like to get the Ezekiel bread. It's made with the seeds, sprouts, and all that kind of stuff. It's great. You find it in the frozen section. Okay, so it's in the freezer because there's no preservatives in it, so it's fantastic. So put that. You can toast it, butter it up nice. You're gonna sear the blocks of meat. You're gonna cut them into 4s or whatever, however you want to cut it, and you're gonna put it open face on each piece of Ezekiel bread. Shane, this seems like a lot of carbs. This is all you're having for the whole day, and you've been fasting. So your body can control how you're digesting these carbohydrates better than if you were just gorging yourself throughout the day, frequently eating sugar and sweets and things like that. They show the negative effects of carbohydrates don't hit people that fast as much as they do people that don't fast, right? And so you're going to put a piece on each of those pieces, or you could split the bread and put a piece on half and half, whatever. Right? So say you have even 4 pieces of that Ezekiel with all that meat, and then get your micronutrients through, say, a side salad, or at least some berries on the side, something of that nature. But you're going to pick at all that, or your smoothie. Pick at all that over the course of the 6 hours. Then you stop eating. Here's what you're going to do. The next 3 days, you're going to repeat. Okay, so repeat the first day, then the second, then the third. You can replace the meats with turkey, real turkey. Don't go getting cold cuts that are processed. Some of them aren't, and that's okay, but don't get ones that are processed with sodium nitrates. Again, not all of them are, but you're probably better off getting the breast, the real thing, right? You definitely, almost always. Lean pork chops, things like that. Other types of seafood, a lot of shrimp. We said scallops, mussels, and clams. The shellfish are fun, whatever. According to what you like, a lot more fish. I personally make seafood my staple, okay? So if it was me and I was doing this week, 3 of these days I'd be eating seafood, honestly. At least 3, at least half of them. And I feel fantastic. So, and it's really helped improve my body composition. So I would do that. Now, if you also have supplements at home, and you are working out in the afternoon, you could have about, we'll say, 20 milligrams, say 25 milligrams per pound of body weight in BCAAs throughout either the entire eating window, or you could have it right before your workout, all right? Or at least 20 milligrams per pound of body weight. Milligrams, remember? So someone who's like 225 is around 20 grams of BCAAs in a day, right? So right before your workout, or at least have, say, 10 grams of BCAAs if you don't want to count like that. And you could have your creatine right before, okay? Now, the BCAAs before the workout is prevent you from breaking down muscle, while you work out. Now, if your pure goal though is just fat loss, you really don't eat anything. If you're somebody who's a little bit bigger and you just want to melt, don't have anything before you work out. I would just go right into it, and then I would have the protein, everything after. Okay. But that's what we got. So try that for a week before I even talk about another week. Maybe next week or in a couple days, I'll go into week 2. But all I care about is that somebody tries week 1. Try week 1. Send me a message if you tried it. Send me a message if you didn't, and why you disagree with what I'm saying, or why you agree with it, or whatever, or just anything, any questions, and let's go from there, right? Let's transform you together. What do you say? So who do we got on here? Free information that can improve your health. That's what I got on here. Veronica, what's up? Sweet and sexy. How you doing? Robert Parrish, Frankie, Milk Boy, Armo Fomang, Jonata Seven Dreera, Giselle B. Arrogance, Wild by Nature Market. Thank you for coming on, my friend. I just, you know what? I would recommend Wild by Nature if you would like to sponsor Wend Wellness. We can recommend Wild by Nature all the time. We know our shit with nutrition, trust me. Brandon Malone, just watch our videos. OJ Big Guy. Not the real Mark Wahlberg. This is Trev. Crystal Lock, what's up? Brissa Kikiera, Asadim. Black Lodge, Moonbow Rabbit, Josh Winter. We got a lot of people on tonight. Pepe, Edge Electric, Kubo, Marco Russell, Dave Astrid, first one, man. Absolute beast. David, you definitely don't need to do any of the stuff. I would say if you want to, you're a BCA creatine before the workout type of guy, which we talked about, because you're getting jacked up and, you're not looking to just lose it, So, God bless. I love Wild by Nature, by the way, so, I'll talk to you guys. You guys, too bad, too good, DC. What's up, brother? How you doing? Have a fantastic rest of your night. It's all we got for you, folks. We'll see you tomorrow, baby. Not sure where, not sure when, but Wend Wellness is there every single day. So we'll see you then. Have a great one. Thanks a lot. Happy Wend Wellness.